Hi, Holly.
Hi, Tracy.
This is our first little podcast together.
Yes.
Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous.
I'm going to cut all this out. When did you start thinking about maybe I want to get out of commercial fashion?
I thought it was what I wanted to do for a while, but the longer I stayed in the job, I just realized the toll it was taking on me emotionally. It was draining. Sitting there every day, selling things that I wasn't passionate about, just really having to buy into the whole commercial part of fashion. It wasn't for me.
What did fashion mean for you in terms of when you started studying it and felt you wanted to make a life of it?
Well, to me, fashion is more about the art. It's more about, individuality and showing your unique character. But when I got into the industry, it became more about the money than not as much about the art.
What are the people like?
I think if you can think of the stereotypical fashion girls, it was like that. Kind of like The Devil Wears Prada. It's not too far off.
Okay, and you fit right in with that?
Well, no. I have a very laid-back attitude. The fashion industry just didn't groove with me.
When you say laid back, because I think that it's important that people think not only about the kinds of activities they like to do, but their personalities.
Definitely. And I think that a lot of the personalities in fashion there's one way to do things, and there's trends that they're in style and you have to wear this trend. There's rules to fashion, and I didn't like following those rules.
Okay, and your next step after thinking, maybe this kind of fashion's not working for me, was it immediately thinking about film, or where'd you go?
Well, I've always been a big movie buff, and so when I was thinking about fashion in terms of art, I just kind of put, two of my passions together and started looking into costume design.
But you hadn't, when you first thought of fashion, thought about that?
No, not even throughout school. I didn't really think about film and fashion.
And they weren't talking about it at Virginia Tech?
No.
Okay. All right, so now you've gone through commercial fashion in New York, and you're like, okay, let me think about something else. Oh, okay, film and fashion. Hey, I love film. Is it just that you love film, or did you have any contact with filmmakers? Because we're also talking about you're trying to get away from a certain type of people.
Right. Yeah, I mean, my best friend studied film in college. He does some screenwriting, but besides that, I didn't really know anybody in the industry. It was hard for me because I didn't have anybody to really talk to learn about the industry. At least for me, it was something that was kind of hard to find information on, resources.
Did you do some sort of checking?
Yeah, I definitely went online and searched, but...
what were you searching for? What were you putting in there?
Well, I was looking for, is there like a free class I can take? Is there going to be like a seminar, someone talking about, film, how to get started? And apart from going back to school, it was hard to find those kind of resources. Did you want to
go back to school?
Financially, that's not going to happen for me.
first, already got this mental block. What are we even talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's something that's not going to happen. So I was looking for something, affordable, where I could, meet some people and see if this was a path that I was wanting to go down.
So basically keeping your current work.
Right.
But starting to get some relief and direction by experimenting and exploring with things that aren't bringing in income and you might have to pay a little something for.
Right.
But it's starting to say, is there another world, and how do I get started?
Exactly.
What did you find when you started doing?
Well, when I was doing some research, I was trying first, can I get on a set? Can I do some kind of PA work without having any experience? But when you are searching Craigslist, it can be a dead end. If you don't have experience, if people don't know you, you're not going to get very far.
Did you send off?
Yeah, I sent off some resumes, some cover letters, just explaining, I want to change my career. I have this background, I work in production and fashion. I have those organizational skills, but nobody really took me seriously because I don't have any kind of film background.
But did you ever talk to anyone in the interview, or you didn't even
get a call back? No.
Okay, so that was kind of discouraging.
Yes.
Okay, and so what happened next?
Well, I did come upon People's Hollywood website. I saw that they were doing a PA class, and I emailed, actually you, Tracy.
Yeah, because I teach that class.
So I sent you an email. The class wasn't happening until September. I think I sent you an email maybe earlier in the summer. And yeah, you got right back to me when the class was happening again in the fall. I'd actually forgotten I'd sent off that email because I hadn't gotten any response from anywhere. So that you actually emailed me back was a surprise. And then, I did your seminar.
What happened after you walked out? And after you went back to work? Where were you? I mean, where were you?
Well, I was definitely not in the despair of nobody wants me anymore. Afterwards, I was really excited. I had met people that were passionate about what they do. They were passionate about me. Surprisingly, I met people that were willing to give me a chance, even with no experience. And I definitely had a lot more hope, and I could see more opportunity within, maybe following this path is the right idea.
Cool. And what do you think about the fact that you're now volunteering and you're going to be doing this transitioning article for us in our new weekly newsletter, and also building a wardrobe page on our website? As you research for yourself, you're researching for us and to share with other people. How does that feel to you?
Well, I'm extremely, extremely grateful to you, Tracy, for giving me a chance.
She's kissing my hand now. The ring,
I'm on my ring here, yes.
Beautiful big ring.
But honestly, truly, I mean, this opportunity, you don't get this everywhere. There aren't people like Tracy everywhere that are just going to give somebody this kind of chance to really follow their passion, follow their dreams. And
wait, I ain't giving you no money. I don't have any jobs that I'm connecting you to. So what is it?
Well,
I'm trying to make sure that you don't think I've promised you things that we can't give you.
Well, you've given me the resources, the confidence, and the skill set. You're teaching me. I'm learning from you. You're learning from me. I'm helping. You're helping. It's just a community, and I feel really empowered by it.
And one of the things that I'd like to focus on with people beginning, even if they're transitioning with a lot of skills they're bringing in, but they're beginning in filmmaking, is the first step is relaxing into the learning.
Yeah.
I mean, there's such a push about money, even in terms of how am I going to support myself if I go over for this other big thing. And that's why I think the pathway into thinking about film costuming, not only film, if you get into film costuming, you can start to think about any kind of entertainment costuming, is when you look at low, no budget films, they'll be grateful to have you once we get your resume and get you like a little bit more, and you can have fun. I mean, we're not immediately talking about transitioning into now I'm going to make a job that is this amount of money, it's a leap of faith, but it's also starting to just live in the moment, because has it been interesting, the things that you've been starting?
Oh, definitely. I haven't felt like this kind of spark in my job in so long. And I was even thinking, what
you're over. You have no sparks.
Exactly. It's fashion even for me. I was doubting even, what I thought, since I was a little kid, what I wanted to do. I was even
since you were a little kid.
Yes. I always wanted to move to New York City, since I was 12 years old. down in Virginia, I always wanted to move to the city, and I wanted to work in fashion.
She likes really sweet tea.
Yes, very sweet tea.
Okay.
But yeah, so, I was thinking about giving that up. I even thought, maybe this whole industry isn't for me. And so to have this new, opportunity.
Then can
this
I
new
ask you
let-on.
if you had been thinking about that since you were a kid,
Mm-hmm.
if you had given up the idea of working in fashion in any industry, where would that maybe have left you?
Not in a very good spot, I don't think.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
this because the world today, if you're around all this media and whatever, it's like saying, go crazy, be creative, you can do it yourself, you can start your own small business, you don't have to be a big boy,
Yeah.
to do what you really want to do. It's really kind of telling you that almost
Yeah.
if you don't do what you want to do, then there's something a little bit wrong with you, because
yeah.
there's so many ways to do what you want to do. But I don't think that there's a lot of teaching, particularly for adults,
Yes.
of how to maintain your survival, but learn how to do baby steps. And we're talking about New York City running in 50,000 directions, and one platform that could be meetup.com,
Yeah.
which we have a couple of groups we're trying to nurture, but for you, what you want specifically, it's not there
Right.
yet. So she's just happy about having a beginning, It's
Exactly.
not like any money, and it's not like, but it's a beginning. So thank you for.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy.
All right. Well, look forward to your transitioning. Okay.